This is the first time of the year when the city of Wichita monitors and predicts high ozone days for South Central Kansas. Ozone alerts will be issued if high ozone days are expected. Ozone season begins March 1st and ends on October 31st. While air pollution is unhealthy for everyone, some people are at a higher risk because of their age or existing health conditions. Sensitive groups include children, people with asthma, adults over the age of 65, and people with chronic respiratory disease. When ozone alerts are issued, the city of Wichita will adjust their operations and is asking that individuals as well as businesses in the community also make changes to their daily routine, which can impact ozone levels. Actions that can reduce ozone-forming emissions on ozone alert days include using Wichita Transit or other public transportation, carpooling with friends, postponing errands, mowing, painting, and solvent use until after 6 o'clock in the evening, fueling up after the sun goes down instead of earlier in the day. Wichita has remained within the EPA National Ambient Air Quality Standard. That standard is based on the fourth highest daily maximum 8-hour concentration averaged over 3 consecutive years. The EPA uses this standard to help all states reduce ozone levels in outdoor air. But should we surpass those levels, could be at risk of some penalties. Wichita has consistently remained within federal standards for ozone levels, but could be at risk of accruing fines should those standards again exceed. For more information on ozone, you can visit wichita.gov/ozone. Also a reminder, this upcoming Sunday, March 9th, Keeper of the Plains Ring of Fire operations will adjust to spring and summer hours. Hours for the Ring of Fire adjust each fall when daylight saving time begins and again in the fall when daylight saving time ends. The Ring of Fire will be lit from 9 to 9:15 p.m. daily beginning March 12th until the fall when it will go back to 7 to 7:15 p.m. The Keeper of the Plains Ring of Fire burns nightly for 15 minutes in length. For public safety, the Ring of Fire is operated manually. The Ring of Fire will not be turned on during high winds, rain, or other inclement weather. If the river level is also too high, or if a person or a goose is too close to the burners. And as Sunday is daylight saving time, a reminder that when you spring forward, please also check the batteries to your smoke alarm throughout your home. And just this past weekend, we had the opportunity to go around the city with the American Red Cross and Wichita Fire Department to install free smoke alarms around the north neighborhoods of Wichita. And there's still time for you to get one of these free smoke alarms by calling 211. Next, Wichita Animal Services is here again this week to share an Animal of the Week. Here with us is Lily Meadows, who would like to share our animal guests this week. Lily.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Lily Meadows, and I'm very excited to be here today. I wanted to start off the week with some good news that Kelsey from our first briefing appearance was adopted earlier this week. As the weather is warming, we are seeing daily intakes rising, resulting in less kennel space. And with more animals in the shelter, the animals are more susceptible to stress and therefore susceptible to illness. We need your help to reunite owners with their pets and eventually get them adopted or fostered out. You can help us by sharing the Facebook post so people are aware of the animals that are in the shelter, doing an adoption reservation where you can go to the shelter and reserve an animal like this one, and facilitate the process with the Kansas Humane Society, and they can help you adopt him or other animals that we have. And if you can help us connect rescue organizations with the Kansas Humane Society so that we can get more animals out. Today we have Chisholm. He has been at the shelter since February 27th, and he's wanting to find a happy and loving home. He's very chill. He did get the zoomies earlier, so he will bring some playfulness to your home. and his animal number is A174308, and we hope he can get adopted as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that is really good news. We've now had 2 opportunities and both have been adopted. And so now Chisholm needs a new home. And if you so wish, please contact the Wichita Animal Shelter with more information. Again, our staff at the Wichita Police Department's Animal Shelter is there year-round to help with reuniting pet owners with their animals, as well as an opportunity for community members to adopt these animals. Now, here to share our weekly mental health tip is Eric Litweiler from Mental Health America. Eric?
Thank you, Mayor. So over the last few weeks, MHA has gotten a lot of questions about the continued availability of something called selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, more commonly known as SSRIs. And these are a common class of psychotropic medications that address a broad swath of mental health concerns. The reason that we've gotten those questions is because the President's Make America Healthy Again executive order, coupled with comments about SSRIs, which were made by the incoming HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., have raised the specter that access to this class of medications may be limited or even entirely eliminated in favor of what Kennedy Jr. referred to as, quote, wellness camps, where those living with depressive symptoms would engage in outdoor manual labor and eat organic vegetables instead. The potential elimination of the single largest class of antidepressants is obviously a concern for the entire mental health community, not to mention tens of thousands of Kansans who utilize SSRIs when simple DIY options like access to green spaces, moderate exercise, and a balanced diet are insufficient for their needs. The stigma that sadly exists for those who use SSRIs is bad enough, but when coupled with comments made by those without any medical background, it decreases the likelihood of our fellow Wichitans seeking the help that they need for their mental health symptoms, at least for as long as SSRIs remain available. The fluid nature of presidential policies early in this administration make it impossible to know the effect that this executive order will have on access to these much needed and broadly used psychotropic medications. All we can do is hope that both elected officials and appointed officials will take the time to understand the needs of those who live with mental illnesses. And certainly, if you or someone you love lives with depression or another mental illness that includes depressive symptoms, the mental health community, including MHA, encourages you to seek the therapy, the diagnoses, and the medications that you need now while SSRIs continue to remain available. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. We have been sharing the street changes coming to downtown Wichita as part of the 2009 Project Downtown Plan. This week, Emporia was switched to two-way from Central to Murdoch. Next week, Topeka will be converted to a two-way street from Waterman to Murdoch. Main and Market will follow as weather allows. As a reminder, these conversions are in line with studies that show two-way streets help make streets safer for pedestrians and allow better access to area businesses. Next, we'd like to share some great news for the city of Wichita. S&P Global Ratings has upgraded the city of Wichita to the highest credit rating, AAA. This reflects a long history of solid finances, our growing economy, and an experienced management team, according to S&P. Previously, the city was AA, and an upgrade to AAA shows that the credit agency believes the city of Wichita has strong financial policies and fiscal responsibility. Wichita joins 4 Johnson County cities as the only AAA-rated cities in Kansas. This is not only great news for the city's credit rating, but shows that we're going on a solid fiscal direction and are being mindful stewards of taxpayer dollars. And again, I want to congratulate the finance department being led by Finance Director Mark Manning for this credit rating increase. I know that last year I asked the question what our credit rating was, and when I saw that we could improve, I was really happy to see that this year it not only improved, but it's now at the highest level, and it's in competition with other major cities. So thank you very much, Mark and the finance team. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Jamel Holoparik from Visit Wichita to talk about exciting things happening around Wichita, including the upcoming NCAA tournament. Jamel?
Thank you, Mayor. We live in the best city, don't we? We have so many fun things going on, and now that the weather is getting nicer, it feels fantastic. I'm going to talk a couple of things that are going on, and then we'll get to NCAA basketball, which is going to be huge and just a fun time for everyone. First off, if you haven't been over to Exploration Place, incredible sharks exhibit. This is amazing. It took 7 semis to get these life-size sharks to Exploration Place. There are 10 of them, and you can actually feel the skin of these sharks, and it feels like a real shark. So it's up close and personal with these awesome sharks. So go check that out. It'll be here till May-ish, so you have some time on that. And then this weekend, we have the NAIA men's and women's wrestling going on. Yes, the women, they are out there. They are fantastic athletes. But if you want to see some great wrestling, go out to the Park City Arena and see them out there. I was out there last weekend for the high school state wrestling, and I love that venue because it's so close and you can see everything going on. And then we do have NCAA basketball March 20th and the 22nd. Get your tickets to the games, but the good thing is if you can't get into the arena to watch the games, we are going to have a blast around the arena. We have Fan Fest at NAFSCR Park. There are going to be food trucks, live music, the basketball on the big screen. Bring your chairs out there. There's going to be a place for people to play basketball. It's just going to be really fun. And they're going to have little hot spots all over the arena. So you can go there for a little bit, and then you can go to another place where people are gathering. But it's going to really put the spotlight on Wichita, and we are so fortunate to be able to host these kind of tournaments in our awesome city over there at the arena. So get out there and cheer on the teams. We're kind of just waiting to see who those teams will be. That's the thing. So we've heard some rumors and different things, but Selection Sunday will find that out. But of course, you can go to visitwichita.com to find out all the information and all the events happening in our awesome city. Thanks.
Thank you, Jamel. I'm excited. I know that our entire community is looking forward to not only hosting all these individuals that come into our city, but also get to enjoy something that many of us enjoy watching, which is basketball and gathering with other fans. So really glad that the city of Wichita is able to host the NCAA tournament. And something to add to your calendar as you plan for an exciting month is the State of the City. Join me for the State of the City on Sunday, March 16th from 5 to 6 p.m. at the former Central Library at 223 South Main Street. Again, that is next to Century 2. This event is free and open to the public. Parking will also be free around Century 2 for the event. You can join us as we celebrate all the progress we've made over the past year and look forward to bold changes in the future. And again, it happens to be 316 Day when the State of the City will occur, and doors will open at 4:30 p.m. at the former Central Library. And again, we would love to invite the entire community to come out and celebrate with us the State of the City. And with that, I always like to close with some good news. I had the opportunity to visit Price Harris Elementary School yesterday and chat with the kiddos about careers, and they're so inquisitive, and I wanted to give a shout out to all the 4th and 5th graders who asked great questions and really appreciated that opportunity. In addition, I had the chance to go over to the Salvation Army and learn more about their nonprofit and all the good work that they do around the community, including transitional housing that they provide for individuals facing homelessness as well as families facing homelessness. And we look forward to the partnerships that can continue as we, the City of Wichita, along with the multi-agency board, Inc., have this new agreement of MAC board operating the multi-agency center at the former Park Elementary School. So look forward to more partners that are able to help individuals facing homelessness. And upcoming this week, have the opportunity to attend the Junior Achievement Hall of Fame, the Hope Gala, a fundraiser for the Wichita Family Crisis Center, the Shine Awards being hosted by Storytime Village to celebrate Women's History Month and International Women's Day. And last but not least, WSU Tech's pull-a-plane over by the B-29 dock hangar. So lots of things happening around our community, and Jamel got me even more excited about the month of March. What a great month, and look forward to all the great things happening in the city of Wichita. So with that, I will close and give the opportunity for any questions.
As was mentioned, the NCAA tournament is happening in 2 weeks from today. I think there were flowers planted. What is the city doing to beautify the area?
Thank you so much. The question was what the city is doing to beautify the area around the tournament. So we are getting ready at Navsker Park for FanFest. We're going to be doing some early street sweeping to make sure our streets are in tip-top shape around the tournament. And of course, the street conversions that continue on around that area to make it easier for visitors to get around Wichita.
And how much money is the city expected to see after this tournament?
I cannot speak to that. Jamel?
Anywhere between $5 and $10 million in economic impact in Wichita, and it really kind of determines on the teams who will be coming here. But when we've looked at post-hosts, some are seeing $8 to $9 million of an economic impact, but we're going to say because of 2018 to now, anywhere between 5 and 10 million. So we want to get those teams that bring a lot of fans. That's our hope.
Again, thank you very much for joining us for the mayor's briefing. There will not be a city council meeting on Tuesday, as the council will be in Washington, D.C. for the National League of Cities, advocating for the federal agenda on behalf of the city of Wichita. So we will see you again next week for the mayor's briefing on Thursday. Have a wonderful weekend.